Hello sisters and happy Friday! What are you doing this weekend? Do you have any plans? Anything fun? I know that I am going to be painting the floor in my front room. I think I may be going to a belly dancing class tonight, so I'm pretty excited about that. What are your plans for this weekend? What type of things are you going to be getting into? I know sometimes we get so bogged down and stuck in our routine where we wake up, get the kids breakfast, go off to work, take care of everybody at work, get home exhausted, make dinner, get everybody's homework done, maybe watch a little TV and then crash. And then we get up the next morning and we do the same thing and we ended up in this routine and we're like, oh my God, this is my life. What am I doing? And I know that can be frustrating. It can be soul sucking. You're like, oh my God, is anything ever going to change? And you're right, nothing's gonna change until something changes. And the only one that can change something for the better in your life is you. Stepping out, trying new things, meeting new people. Hi Becky, it's good to see you. I'm talking about stepping out and doing new things, meeting new people. What are you doing this weekend? I'm just sharing some of the things I've done, what I'm doing. But you need to step out and meet new people and make mistakes. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn. That's how we do things differently. That's where the excitement is, when we find that rhythm and that vibration in our heart that wants to express itself, and we do things differently than everybody else, and that's good, and that's okay, and that's wonderful. That's where the richness and the juiciness is, finding that. What does my soul want to do? Last summer, I took my kids, five kids. I took them. Oh, you have your grandkids. Yay, Becky, that's fun. Are you doing anything fun with them? Anyway, I took my 5 children on a road trip to Colorado last year, and we had a new kitten. She wasn't like baby kitten. She was, an adolescent. And we decided to take her with us on the road trip. And we live in Louisville, Kentucky, and we drove to Boulder, Colorado. And we took the kitty with us on our trip. And we camped, and she camped with us. And we hiked up to 10,000 feet on a mountain, and she came along hiking with us. And it was so much fun. And it was fun to see people's faces. They're like, is that cat with you? Or like, yeah, she's hiking with us. And she hiked, she followed us all the way up there. She followed us all the way back down. She was a great trooper. She did great in the car. But if I had told people that beforehand, they would have been like, you're taking your cat with you? What? Are you crazy? But it worked for us. And it worked because we wanted it to work. And we were listening to our own heart and the calling of our own heart. And that's where we need to go. We need to find what our heart wants, what we want to do. And we need to stop being afraid of other people's judgments and other people's opinions and stop being afraid of making mistakes. I know that can be tough. I know. We want to please everybody. We want to be perfect. We want to not offend anybody. But you know what? This is our life, and no one is going to change our life for us. We need to change it. We need to step out and do something different. And I want to encourage you all to do something different this weekend. Whatever it is, walk barefoot on the ground if you never do that. Or, go to the park and just play, swing, spin around, enjoy yourself. This world is magic, but the magic comes from within. And it comes from nature, and it comes from watching a sunrise. And I just want to encourage you to have fun with that. Yeah, so I see some other people here. Carmen, hi, and Christina, hello. And Becky says she's going to the park and having a picnic with her grandkids this weekend. That's awesome. And so with your kids, with your grandkids, with your kids, I love to play with my kids. A lot of times people are just watching them, but sometimes we'll play tag or we'll do silly things, and I get super goofy. My kids know it, and I know on here I tend to be more serious, but with my kids, I am like the goofiest person ever. My daughter, my teenage daughter, she has a little, on her phone, she keeps track of the things I say because they're so like silly and goofy, and it's funny. We look back and she reads them to me, and that's great. But I think that springs out of our creativity. You know, when we're not afraid of making mistakes, when we're not afraid of sounding foolish, when we're not afraid of being our authentic selves, whatever that is, whether it's being extremely like sacred and serious, or whether it's being fun and goofy and crazy, you know. I paint too, and I know when I paint, it's like I can go anywhere, you know, I can create anything, and that's what our lives are like. Our lives are meant to be an expression of our innermost heart, our innermost longings. And we can do that. Like, what is something you could do that's different this weekend? How can you step out and try something new? Maybe wear your hair a different way, or wear something that like maybe other people don't wear. Other people will be like, why is she wearing that? Because you love it. And once you get to that place where you can stand in your authenticity and not need the approval of other people, your life will just get so much richer and more fulfilling, and you'll feel magical. And I just wish that for each of you. Because as women, once we start to step out and do things differently and live differently and be our authentic selves and bring our highest and best into the world, we are going to shift things like you wouldn't believe. When we give ourselves permission to be our authentic selves, we give other people permission to be their authentic selves. And there's wonderful colors and shapes and offerings and beautiful food, and it's just magical. So I just want to encourage you and entice you and tell you you can do it. I believe in you. You are worthy of all great things. And I just, I would love to hear, you know, as you're going through this weekend, do something different, whatever it is. Share it with me on Monday and in the group, and I'll do the same. Whatever it is. If it's simple, small, if it has to do with like sleeping in, or I don't know, baking a crazy cake, or whatever makes your heart sing. Making a new dish, something exotic, something you've always wanted to make, but you know, haven't had the courage or the time, or haven't made the time to do. You know, we need to make time for ourselves. We need to make space for ourselves in our hearts and in the world. Take up some space. Use your voice. Use your body. Express yourself. We need you. We need you at your highest and best. So anyway, it's been great sharing this with you, and I just hope that you will share and keep that in your mind this weekend. How can I do something a little differently? What is something I can do, step out and have a little fun with it? So just share that with me. And if you want to learn more, I have all kinds of ideas to share with you, and I have a 12-week program I'd love to share with you as well. We can do this, sisters. We can rise into our highest and best, and we can shift this planet. We raise our vibration, and I'm just hoping that we are all there and rising up together. I love you. Thank you for joining me. You're all wonderful and beautiful. My best.